What's going on, everybody? How we doing today? All right. So I know it's late, but I told myself I wouldn't go to bed until I put out what I had to say today. So before we get started, let's go ahead and do that intro. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day today. All right. Well, now that Labor Day is coming to an end, I want to talk to some people about a little bit of leadership. Okay. So I heard something today that I just had to share. And that's why I titled this one Produce Where You're Planted. So a lot of times, we'll get put in positions where we feel that we have leaders who aren't effective or they're not very strong leaders or what so have you. But the thing we have to keep in mind is this. A lot of times when you're not in charge, you're not put into a position to be able to frame what success looks like. You can't control what success looks like. You've been hired to play a supporting role and you have to play that role. All right. Now, with that in mind, I just want us to take into consideration that when you're not in charge, you don't shape what success looks like. So you may have to be successful based off of someone else's terms. Now, if I have to be successful off of someone else's terms, we might call that being a team player. Let that sink in. Just think about it. Let that sink in. Just think about it. What's going on, my brother? Hey, we gonna get this thing together. So, with that being said, you have to produce or blossom where you're planted. So when you have, because you're not always gonna get ideal situations. Like you'll hear a lot of leaders say, I would, it's not about winning or being a great follower or leader. It isn't about what you do when everything goes right. It's about what you do when everything goes wrong. Because if I go outside and sun is shining, I've got the perfect temperature, all of my equipment is working exactly the way that I want to, then I should succeed. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. But what do you do when things go sideways? And now, how does that relate to what we're talking about right now? The way that it relates to it is this. Like I said, you're not always going to have a perfect scenario. And a part of not having that perfect scenario is you're not in charge. So when you're not in charge, because you're not always going to be in charge, when you're not in charge, how do you use that time? How do you use that situation to propel yourself forward? How do you look at someone else's ruler of what they deem success to be because they're the one that's in charge right now? And right now you've been hired to play a supporting role. How do you play that supporting role and grow yourself at the same time? Because you still got to produce. Okay. So I don't want to get too deep and too heavy. I just heard that today, and I wanted to throw it out to everybody so that people could just hear it and think about it. You got to produce where you plant it. You're going to be put in a position because, like I said, you're not always going to be in charge. You're not always going to be able to choose what it is that you want to do. So when you're put into a position and someone else has the upper hand and they determine what success looks like, how do you deal with that? A lot of times going in, kicking and screaming and trying to fight your boss and this, that, and the third, that ain't gonna end too well for you because then you'll be labeled as not a team player. You'll be labeled as hostile. You'll be labeled as difficult to work with. All of these labels are not good for any career at all. It's not it's not conducive to success. It's not conducive to influence. It's not conducive to buy-in. All right. So with that being said, I don't want to hold y'all long. I hope somebody finds this useful. I thought it was interesting, so I shared it. The last one was a little long, so I'm gonna make this one a little short. All right, everybody. As always, uh, we love y'all. If you need anything, hit me in the inbox. and we'll do our best to do whatever it is to help you out. All right. So as always, life is a choice. We're depending on you to choose well. We'll be talking to you soon. We love y'all.